The Adventures of Bayou Billy.
In the late 80s, Konami dominated the video game scene with classic series like Castlevania, Metal Gear, Contra, and the Ninja Turtles on the NES. These games were known for their difficulty, and most are considered essentials for any collector. But even the best developers can make mistakes, and that's what many gamers would say when you mention The Adventures of Bayou Billy. Play as Bayou Billy, a survivalist / former soldier who has been fighting against New Orleans crime boss Godfather Gordon. To put an end to Bayou, Gordon kidnaps Billy's girlfriend Annabelle and challenges him to a final showdown. Billy must fight, drive, and shoot his way through 9 stages to save the damsel in distress. Bayou Billy is actually a revised version of Mad City, which was released a year earlier in Japan. This is one of those rare instances where the North American version is actually more difficult than the Japanese version, with the enemies being harder to take down and the driving stages made longer and with one-hit kills. These changes are why Bayou Billy is considered one of the hardest games ever made for the NES. So hard that Captain N couldn't even beat the game. But is it really that hard? Or has the gaming community condemned this misunderstood gem? The biggest complaint about this game is the fighting mechanics. The player cannot play this game with typical beat-em-up tactics. In your standard beat-em-up, you can hold your ground and repeatedly attack until your opponent goes down. In Bayou Billy, you have to hit and run. Your attacks only stun the bad guy for a millisecond before they continue to attack you. They will hit you, and you can't simply stand there and hit back, no matter how fast your fingers are. Another complaint with the fighting mechanics is the fact that unless you're holding a weapon, there is no power difference in your punch, kick, or jump kick. This appears to be true, but there is a difference in reach and speed. I personally found that the punch has the right speed that allows you to hit and run, and it also allows you to get in close with some of the tougher characters who thrive on keeping distance between you and them. Ultimately though, you do want a weapon to keep the baddies at bay. For the driving stages, again, you can't tackle the levels like you typically would. While you do need to drive as fast as you can, you will need to slow down from time to time. With all the tight turns and the enemies trying to knock you off your trail, sometimes the best option is just to simply hit the brakes and wait it out. Racing games have trained us that the only option is to go fast, especially when the timer is ticking. Time is important to Bayou, but so is patience behind the wheel. The only stages that seem to escape ridicule are the light gun areas, and those are the ones I do have a complaint about. I wanted more! They're very brief, fun, and intense, especially stage 7, as enemies are running all over the place and you just simply can't shoot fast enough. Admittedly, I may be more nostalgic to this game than others because I owned it as a child and I could never beat it. And like most, I thought the game was cheap, but I kept coming back. Bayou Billy never felt like a game that was impossible to beat, just a game I wasn't good enough to beat. To turn a blind eye to Bayou Billy is to ignore what a unique experience it really is. To the best of my knowledge, no other game in the NES library offers the variety that Bayou does. It is a beat 'em up. It is a racer. It is a shooter. It surprises me that more games did not attempt to have as much variety as Bayou Billy. Is Bayou Billy a tough game? Yes, it can be brutal at times. But after not playing the game for years, I was able to defeat Gordon and his minions after a few sessions. The difference between me now and then? I was able to figure out how to change my approach to the game, and that made it a lot more fun. Gamers who quickly dismiss this game are missing out on a unique experience on the NES. Not all games need to have the same mechanics, and those that change it up shouldn't be considered terrible games because they dare to be different. The Adventures of Bayou Billy is not the perfect game, but it certainly is memorable, must-play nostalgia.